everyone. Good evening. I hope it's been a good night for everybody. 4th of July is over and we are settling into the dog days of summer. You guys notice that? It has been hotter than I don't know a good comparison right now, so I don't have one. But it has been really hot here. So I don't want to mince a lot of words, so I'm just going to jump in, and I'm excited to see who joins us live this evening. I know it's still really bright outside here, and so everybody's not really thinking about coming in and settling in for the night. So I'm going to post this and share this, and hopefully we can catch a few of you guys on the replay or on the rewatch. So good evening. If you do not know me, my name is Jess Holtz, and I am a former high school Spanish teacher and now current goat farmer. My spouse and I have a family and a small dairy goat farm that just increased by one this afternoon. We went out to do chores and bam, there's a baby goat. We were not expecting a new baby goat, but there it is. So we have chickens and a lot of pasture and a garden, and there's just lots of things going on. So I'm also a mama, of course. I am a mama to two little boys. I'm a boy mom. One is 3 and one is 1, just turned 1. And we have lots of fun. I get to stay here. I walked away from the classroom, and I am spending time taking care of my family and our farm and growing this business. So I am honored that you are here with me tonight or joining us on the replays. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to jump right in and tell you a few things that my family and I use all the time. I also went through and I spoke with a ton of my oily friends and talked with them about what their favorite products are from Young Living and why we rely on them so much. So hopefully you find this interesting and useful. So let me just start with a little bit about why we are wanting to know how to use the oils and to know how to take care of our families, especially our little ones, specifically our babies and our kids. And when I say kids, just to clarify, I mean any child 12 and under. Babies, obviously, you have that first year, first 18 months maybe. But when I'm saying babies and kids, I'm saying kids 12 and under. So anything over that, most of the time you can kind of treat as an adult. And like anything that you hear tonight, you'll want to go through and proceed with caution. If you're newer to the oils, and maybe you just have gotten your kit, just keep in mind that a little bit less is definitely better. More is not better when you're talking about oils, and you want to go a little bit slowly until your body and your family's bodies kind of acclimate to the oils, you acclimate to the smells, etc. So when I'm talking about babies and kids, that's what I'm referring to. Just a little background about why we're going to want to be using essential oils on our babies and our kids. It's really important to know that babies and kids, their skin is actually, their top layer of their skin is actually 30% thinner than an adult's skin or a young adult's skin. And so that just means that the things that we're putting on and around them, even things that they are taking into their body, it just absorbs that much more quickly. So if you're thinking about for example, a cleaner or a medicine, that's why you go through and you have specific dosing instructions for little ones, because their bodies just don't need as much. They're much, much smaller than we are. They metabolize things very, very quickly. Think about how often you're feeding a newborn or feeding a baby. They need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, and it's just because their little bodies, it's so much quicker, it's so much faster, they're so much smaller. And that kind of makes sense when we stop and think about it. So there's a ton of products out there in our everyday things that we might purchase at the grocery store, that the further you're getting into Young Living and the further you're getting into this new lifestyle, the more you're going to want to research on your own. In doing some research, not only for this class, but just generally for myself, I found a lot of really, really scary statistics, really, really scary facts from really reliable resources. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to share with you a few of the websites that I found that were helpful and that helped craft this this information for you tonight. Was the Environmental Working Group. They have a website called ewg.org. So right there, you know that it's a good reliable source. They have their own app out as well that you can go through and you can research on your own, downloadable for Android or iPhone. And I don't get a kickback for that. I want to make sure that you guys are finding reliable resources, and that would be one that I rely on and that several of my mentors rely on. I found several others that are not necessarily as reliable, so I try not to draw and include as much information from that, but EWG is a really great one. You might have also heard of an app called Think Dirty. And Think Dirty is really, really handy when you're just starting to get into this. It's one that you can carry with you on your phone, and what you do is there's a barcode scanner on there, and you can scan the barcode, and up will pop 3 different categories for toxicity. I know one of them is carcinogens, which would be cancer causing. There's also hormone imbalance disruptors, and I'm not going to be able to remember the third one off the top of my head, but I didn't have it written down. But you can go through and you can scan some really common store brands that you might find at the hospital, that you might find in most cupboards around the country, especially ones that have babies and kids, and they're not really what you're wanting to put on your kids. The more you learn, the more you're going to realize, like, this is not really what I want to be exposing my kids to. A couple of ingredients that I really want to point out to you, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible, because you can very, very much fall into a rabbit hole about this. SLS. SLS is sodium lauryl sulfate, and the equivalent to that would be SLES, and that stands for sodium lauryl sulfate. I might be incorrect, I might be mispronouncing that, but SLS and SLES. And a lot of times when you pick up a lot of Young Living ingredients, I motion over here because I have a bunch of them over here to show you. A lot of times we'll go through and we'll say specifically we don't have that in our products. And the reason for that is that is the reason for including it in a lot of products, is that it's a lathering agent. So that time when we are brushing our teeth or washing our hair or we're washing our hands, it's that point where we're looking down and we're like, yes, this is getting clean because it's lathering. It's what we come to realize and what we come to associate with cleaning is that lathering agent. And in truth, we don't need that lathering agent, and it takes a while to get used to. It took me a long time to get used to as we were switching over some of our products. We were ditching some of the other stuff, the store stuff, and we were rebuying through Young Living. And it took a little while for me to get used to that, but in all reality, I feel better. I feel like I'm not drudged down. And the reason for that is the danger of this ingredient, or SLS or SLES, is that a number of studies show that SLS will remain in your system. And when I say system, I mean your brain, your liver, your heart. So your main body functions, your main body organs, for 4 to 5 days. So let's say that today is Monday, and let's say that I only use one product, and in reality it's in a lot of products, most products that you're purchasing at the grocery store. Let's say that I use it for one time, one day, today, Monday. So it will stay in my system. If I only use it that one time, it will stay in my system for 4 to 5 days. So Thursday or Friday, it will exit my system. In the meantime, if I don't use it again, it should exit and my body would be okay. The really scary thing, my body would recover, because our body wants to be healthy. It wants to to run well, and it will heal itself. But the scary thing is that we don't just expose ourselves to it once in one day. We expose ourselves to it several times a day for multiple days in a year, if not years at a time or decades at a time. And so this is why it's so, so important to realize what we're putting in and on and around our kids, because there's something called bioaccumulation. And bioaccumulation is just basically what I just described. You're not just taking that in once, you're taking it in over and over and over again. And so your body becomes burdened with all of those toxins, and it can't exit your system. And therefore your body does not run the way that it was designed to run. Our bodies are amazing. I'm sure you can go through and you can recount any number of amazing, seemingly miracles that people bounce back from, and it's because our body desires to be well. That's how we were created. So when we're putting this stuff on and in and around ourselves, that is hindering us, not only us as adults, but us as little children. And so bioaccumulation is something that is really, really scary, and something that we want to try to have our children be able to avoid. So SLS and SLES are one of the things. Other things that Young Living they keep this out of their products, and that would be phosphates. That would be parabens, and parabens are a little bit tricky because they go by kind of code names, but the ending part of the name always ends in paraben, maybe methylparaben or polyparaben. There's a lot of different names in it, so it's hard when we're going through and we're looking. I would encourage you, and I went through and in the event I challenged you to go through and look up a few ingredients and in some things underneath your sink, or things that you were using on your kids or on yourself. And again, I would challenge you to do that if you have not done that or taken the time to do that. It's really eye-opening, and it's not meant to scare you, it's meant to educate you. And that's my purpose. That's why I'm here. I'm an educator. I have an educator heart, and that's why I'm sharing this with you tonight. So I really, really encourage you to go through and do that. There is, one other thing that I wanted to share with you about SLSs is that you know what? I'm going to honor your time, and we're going to move forward. I want to share more with you about the products and some things that you can start replacing in your home. So, good evening. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me. I really appreciate you joining in live. If you're just joining in, I talked a little bit about why you're wanting to choose some more natural, non-toxic products. So, some old favorites, and if you have your kit already, you already know about this. And if you maybe have not opened up your kit or opened up all of the bottles or all of the things that come with your kit, let me just talk a little bit about what you can use them for, specifically on your babies and your kids. So the Premium Starter Kit, if you started with oils, there's a few different ways to get started, but if you started with oils, you had 11 single or blends. So single oils means that it's just the one ingredient, for example, lemon oil. Blends would mean that there's several oils combined together, all pure, all essential oils, no dilution, no added nasty ingredients, just the oils, but they're blended together for a specific purpose. So let me talk to you about probably the one, at least for us, this is what we wanted to get started with right away, and it was the lavender. And everybody always says, oh yes, lavender is an amazing way to support healthful sleep. Okay, we don't talk about it enough, or maybe we talk about it so much that we kind of tune it out, but sleep is vital, especially for our little ones, especially for us, let's be honest. But it's amazing sleep support. It is amazing healthy skin. We had house guests on Saturday evening, and unfortunately we had a little incident with a very hot tailpipe, and that was the oil that we turned to immediately. It's great for healthy skin, for bumps and bruises, and just general owies. So that's something that you always want to have on hand when you have littles. Always, always. Not only for them, but also for you in those moments where you're like, I might pull all my hair out. And moms and dads, we have those, and that's okay. The next oil that I immediately think of when I think about the starter kit is Copaiba or Copaiba, depending on how you say it. But it's that little brown oil, little brown bottle with a label that you probably looked at and you're like, I've never heard of this, I don't know what it's for. It is an amazing soother, okay, both internally and externally. We had a run-in with a really angry little backyard foe, I'm going to call him, that had laid nests in and around our playhouse, our little plastic like playhouse. And while we were working in the garden, our little guys were outside playing. They were playing around the playhouse, and this foe came and did some not nice things to my little guy, and he screamed out. And his poor little 1-year-old self, and he got stung right over here over his eyebrow, and it just started swelling immediately. And I quick looked, I searched some of my reference guides, and reference guide Gentle Babies is amazing. If you have a kit and you do not have Gentle Babies, or you have kids at home, I really, really recommend that. And you can get that at growinghealthyhomes.com. But I went and I found my resources, and I found Copaiba. Copaiba is really soothing. Within 10 minutes, actually less than 10 minutes, probably about 5 minutes, all that swelling was gone. He was calm, cool, ready to go out and play again. Okay, crisis averted. It has been just a few days later, and there was literally nothing there. Even just 5-10 minutes later, it was just a little tiny puncture wound where this nasty foe was hanging out in our yard. So that would be one. The other thing that I would use Copaiba for is to soothe the gums. As our little ones grow, they start to get their chompers in, and that is not very comfortable. So that is something that when they're restless, when they're in pain, if you're like looking at your ingredients in maybe your pain medicine, that is one that really, really is soothing. It's even soothing for those of us that, as we're entering young adulthood, we might be getting our wisdom teeth. It would also be soothing for that. So Copaiba is super soothing both internally and externally. So there's a couple of examples of each of those. Thieves, we are not there yet, but we have come across a really nasty bug that has kind of hit our family, and we've kind of just had a little bit of a tingle, little running of the nose, and just generally not feeling quite like ourselves, maybe not having as much energy. So a great immune booster that we keep on hand and we roll on and we put in hot teas and beverages, we always roll along the bottom of our feet, would be Thieves. Okay, for little ones, I really suggest diluting it. And actually what we've done is we've taken a little 5 milliliter bottle and I've filled it up. It was probably about, I would guess it probably had about 1/5 of the oil left in it. And then I filled the rest of it with carrier oil. And that could be olive oil, grapeseed oil, fractionated coconut oil, almond oil. There's a lot of different options. But then I put the roller top on it. And for those of you that have the kit, it's this really slick little thing that has a little ball on top, and you just roll it over you, sort of like a perfume. But we roll it on our kiddos' feet. And so we have been doing that several times a day to try to get rid of this in our throats right now. Diffuse, diffuse, diffuse it. Okay, with babies, with itty bitty babies that you are questioning things, diffuse it. Okay, for our older kids, I would do the roller bottle. You can do a higher or a lower dilution rate. That's always a good thing to go back to. Peace and calming. I'm going to talk more about this. You get a little sample, a couple samples in your starter kit, but I would really, really encourage you to invest in the bottle. And I believe this is going to be backwards, but Peace and Calming is our go-to. We hoard the stuff. It is amazing. It's so, so calming. We keep it in the boys' rooms next to their diffusers. I diffuse this at night. I keep it actually next to my bedside. And if I wake up in the middle of the night and my mind is racing, or I've even used it on our dog, but for those littles, diffusing it before nighttime, if they are fussy, maybe they're colicky, maybe you're just not for sure what's going on, it is so, so soothing, so uplifting, just mellows them out, and it does exactly what its name says. It causes peace and calming. RC again. So I've been diffusing a lot of this with in our little ones the last couple of days, try to get that gunk out of him. RC is a combination of a ton of different eucalyptus. So eucalyptus is the smell, not necessarily the ingredient, but the smell that is in Vicks Vapor Rub. So that really refreshing, like open you up kind of smell. You can get that authentically through the essential oil blend of RC. So that's super uplifting. It's great for ickies. It's wonderful during the winter months. Peppermint. Peppermint is an amazing digestive aid, but it is a very hot oil. Okay, it's one of those wow oils. The first time you try it, you're going to say, whoa, that is potent. So that's one of them that you're going to want to dilute a lot. So I would take a good like pea size or more. If you are talking about a little baby, I would probably, actually a little baby younger than 6 months, I probably wouldn't use it on them. I would diffuse. So you want to keep that in mind. Peppermint is amazing for digestion, helps cool kids down, but dilute it. Okay, so those first moments when you bring baby home, or maybe first few months, and all of a sudden they're warm, to cool them down, that would be a great way to dilute along their spine, in their navel, are a few of the suggested options. Lemon is amazing, any of the citrus oils, but lemon comes in your kit. It's an amazing uplifter. So if you diffuse it, yeah, it's just really great. You can combine that with a ton of different things depending on what they're needing uplifting for. Frankincense. When in doubt, frank it out, guys. There's a reason the baby Jesus had this as one of his 3 gifts from the wise men 2,000 years ago. Guys, frankincense literally has 10,000 different uses. For your babies and for your kids, it improves focus. Okay, we're coming up in another month on school time. It improves focus. It helps with their mood. Diffuse for seasonal discomfort. So as those seasons change and we start to feel it and we're just not feeling like ourselves and we're kind of cloudy and disconnected, feeling like our head is floating up above us, those seasonal discomforts, diffuse frankincense. Another great combination is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. That combination will really get in and help clear things out for you. And that is for you and for your littles. Frankincense is great for worries. If you have a little worry wart, or if you have somebody that is concerned about school, or you're concerned about going here, or maybe there's a change in schedule, frankincense is a great calming grounder. It is also a great immune booster. Okay, so you can definitely add that to the bottoms of their feet. And you might not even need to dilute it for a little bit older kids. For babies, I always recommend diluting. Digize is kind of like the sound. It's for digestion. It's a great support for your digestive system. I would rub anytime it was on your tummy. You need to rub in a counterclockwise direction because that's the way that your bowels run. And so that is a great use for that. Purification, any smells, any stinks. You got leftover diapers that you just now found, diffuse some purification, stress away. Says it all. It doesn't matter if it's you, it doesn't matter if it's your little one. Stress away. It's a great swap out when you're like, oh, I feel like the lavender isn't really working anymore, or peace and calming is kind of, doesn't really do the trick for our little one. Stress away, okay? And I don't know if you know this, but you can become desensitized to an oil. So you want to swap them out every few days, every couple of weeks. You want to make sure that you're swapping them out. This comes in your kit. You get a couple of these amazing sachets in your kit. Ningxia Red. This is a wolfberry drink. It has a ton of different amazing antioxidant drinks in it, juices, including pomegranate, cherry, aronia. And if you go through and you search any of those things, you're going to learn how it has amazing antioxidant qualities. This is the single most important thing that we do. All 4 of us take this. You know those wonderful little syringes that you get at the pharmacy or that you get with pain medicine? We actually use them to dispense Ningxia Red. Okay? Our 3-year-old gets at least 10 guys, what is that? Milliliters? I think 10 milliliters. So a larger syringe. And our little guy gets usually at least 5, sometimes 10, and then our 3-year-old sometimes will get as much as an ounce if he's having some tummy troubles that day, or he is fighting the ick, or if any of us are fighting the ick, which I was sure. We got home from a morning play day, and I got home and I made sure to double down on the Ningxia Red this morning or this afternoon. So really, really important. That is super easy thing to do. I would challenge you to do 30 to 60 days with your little one and your family. It is a little bit of an investment, but I will tell you that it's wonderful to do now, because as you're going into the fall and winter months and you're getting back to school, getting back to daycare, whatever else is going on, and we're all closed in together and all those icks start flying around, that is when you're going to want to make sure that your immune system is boosted. And the Ningxia Red is going to provide that for you with all those antioxidants and all those vitamins and minerals. It's like a liquid vitamin that tastes amazing. And if you really want to add an extra boost, you can always add essential oils. If you want to add a little flavor boost, or if you have something particular in mind that you know you want to isolate, maybe your mood, or maybe you want to do your seasonal discomforts, drop that into your Ningxia Red shot for the day. Put that suck that up in the syringe that you give your little ones, and bam, you have their oils in, you have everything ready to go. So I'm seeing lots of likes on that because it works. Super easy, and the kids think it's fun to play with the syringes too. So the other thing that I want to talk to you about, and I've talked to a lot of different families about the Thieves line, but the number one thing that I would probably encourage you to do is everybody needs to start brushing their teeth. Even my little one, who is just a year, he has 6 teeth already, and this is the toothpaste that I started him out on. Okay, so Thieves has a really wonderful, yummy, like cinnamony taste, cinnamony clove smell as well. The Thieves blend has the cinnamon, clove, rosemary, lemon, and eucalyptus. So those 5 oils are in here, but then it also has a shot of peppermint and spearmint oils. And what we always do is I just put a little bit on their toothbrush and scrub it on out. And our dentist thinks that we floss. I don't floss. The boys don't floss. But he thinks that we do. So, yeah, I've heard lots of people go through and their dentist say, oh, awesome, great job. It doesn't have fluoride. It doesn't have all of those nasty ingredients that I was talking about before. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have additional extra synthetic sweeteners. It does not have parabens or phthalates or any of that nasty stuff. So I could go on and on about the ingredients, but your toothpaste is definitely one that you would want to switch out. Google it, guys. That is one of the very first things, one of the very first products that we did outside of our kit was the Thieves toothpaste. So, additionally, I wish that we had started with this sooner, the Thieves household cleaner. And if you were a part of my home care and cleaning class that I did a few weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, I talked at length about this. And if you're interested about more information about that, I will gladly send you the link to that video. But this is a game changer. You can replace all of your cleaners with this. We even use it for our animals, our farm animals, our goats. We use it in their waterers. I use it in their buckets to keep the nasty gunky stuff from sitting around in their buckets. Guys, I use it for everything. And it's so cheap. It's way cheaper than anything you're going to buy at the store. The bottle itself is about $22, $25, somewhere around in there. And you're going to get over 20 bottles, like large spray bottles, like 32-ounce spray bottles, out of this one bottle. So if you do the math, it ends up being like less than $2 for a whole bottle. It's right around like $1.50, I think, last time I did the math. So you can use this to clean everything. Replace the nasty chemical cleaners with toxin-free cleaners with this puppy. Windows, bathrooms, sinks, floors, everything. Okay? Number one thing that we can do for our kids, get those toxic cleaners out of our life. They are accumulating in your sweet little babies' little bodies. So, that is the big thing that I wanted to talk about that you guys are probably used to. Some specific items that Young Living has created for our little ones would be our seedlings line. Guys, these are amazing. And you know what? I'm just realizing I did not grab a single one of those at all. I need to turn on the light. It's getting dark in here. So just a second. Give me a minute. Give me some grace, guys. That's really awful lighting, but we'll roll with it. The seedlings line. This is not just for babies, okay? This is not for babies at all. They have tear-free shampoo and body wash, okay? It smells amazing. Lavender. Let me see if I can remember all this. Lavender, geranium, coriander. I'm not going to remember the other two oils in there. Hey, hello. But guys, this smells amazing. The whole seedling lines, there's going to be 6 things here in just a little while, but right now there's 5 things. This whole smell, it's a calming scent smell, goes throughout all of the products. So you have baby wash / shampoo. My 3-year-old loves it. It smells amazing. I love it. It smells amazing. I love the way my hair feels and smells afterwards. Baby shampoo, baby oil. Guys, it feels so nice. I read somewhere that somebody was using this for shaving their legs the other day. But baby oil, you can use this for massage. You can use this to make homemade baby wipes. You can use this anywhere that you want to use oil, just oil. It has that blend that I talked about just a minute ago, but it also is 100% oil. Okay, so it's really, really nourishing for their skin. Great for cradle cap, great for any baby acne or anything that you're wanting to really moisturize and get off of them. We also have diaper rash cream. Guys, this is why we started Young Living. We had been cloth diapering and we're like, what do we use? I don't even know what we're going to use. Nothing is working. We can't use this with the cloth diapers. So we ended up having to go back to disposables when our little ones would get diaper rashes. We don't do that anymore. We have a diaper rash cream that is cloth diaper safe, but not only that, it works. It works without chemicals, without residue, without anything. It has a non-nanoparticle zinc oxide base, and that means, layman's terms, it means that it's going to cover with a nice waterproof cover, so you're not going to agitate that sweet little baby bum any longer. It smells amazing. It's easy to use. It's a perfect little size. You get one for the nursery, you get one for the diaper bag. It's amazing. It's easy. So those were the 3 products. Then we also have baby lotion. Again, I've been using this, but my sweet little baby, guys, I gave him eczema. My sweet little baby Otto, he has really, really bad eczema. And when he gets ill, that's our first sign, is that it just goes whoo, and it's awful. But I have found that when we're using this lotion, any other lotion has gone through and it has not quite gotten rid of it. I have been using this faithfully 2 times a day, morning and evening, and it is gone. His sweet little skin is soft, it's supple, it's smooth. He has sweet, sweet baby skin, and that is all I have prayed for him. And that is because of the baby lotion from Young Living. The last thing, and this is a powerhouse, it's a multitude of things, is baby wipes. Okay, this is a game changer around here. Maybe your little ones are past the baby wipes. Maybe you are out of that diaper stage. It is still super, super durable. I can pull and pull and pull and pull this cloth. It is made out of rayon. But all of these products are plant-based. There's no SLESs, no SLSs, no parabens, no phosphates. None of that icky gunk that we want to keep off of our babies. It's out of there. Okay? You don't even have to question it. You can go through and you can look and you can say, oh, I know what coriander is. That's the seed from cilantro. You can go through and say, oh, geraniums. I can buy those at the flower store in the springtime. All of this stuff you can go through and you can start to recognize. Okay? So all of that is in our baby care line. Okay? So you can use it babies all the way up to your sweet 90-year-old great-grandmother. Okay, it's great for people for sensitive skin as well. So that is our seedlings line, and I'm super pumped to be able to share that with people. So if you would love more information about that, let me know. Comment here, and I would love to share some of that with you. Bigger kids, we have Kid Sense. Okay, we have shampoo, we have bath gel. Try to get the glare off of that. It is free of all of mineral oils, synthetic perfumes, fake colorings, toxic ingredients. For the shampoo, it has MSM, which you should look up. It's a very, very, very beneficial. It's something you want in your products. It has chamomile, tangerine, and lemon oils in it. It smells delightful, exactly what you want your babies to smell like. Pardon me, the bath gel, it also has MSM, again, what you want. It has aloe vera. You recognize that, right? It has antioxidants in it. It has lemon and cedarwood. There are no mineral oils, none of that synthetic smells, no synthetic perfumes, dyes, any of that. It's super, super yummy. The lotion, again, we have an old bottle because we stocked up and we have not needed to reorder, but we have an old bottle. It doesn't have the new labeling with it, but again, no mineral oils, no synthetic perfumes or colors or any of that stuff. This is actually, I started using this. I am not a lavender smell girl, so this is actually the oil or the lotion that I use is the Kid Sense. It just smells nice, and I know that it's nice because I have kind of sensitive skin. Not that I need to worry about that with Young Living, but I just like the smell, and it's super delightful. Additionally, we have not been able to get this. Anytime we've gone to get it, it's been out of stock, but that just speaks to the amazing high quality that Young Living stands for. We do not let any ingredient that is subpar, we do not accept it for any of our products, and so sometimes that means that things go out of stock. So anytime we've gone to get the Mighty Vites, which would be vitamins for the kids, or Mighty Zymes, which are enzymes for kids specifically formulated for them, it has been out of stock, and we don't necessarily remember to reorder when our monthly order comes around. But some information about the Mighty Vites. This is a vitamin that you can choose and like to replace from your grocery store. So ditch the grocery store stuff and replace it with this. Something that's fun that I did not know, when you include essential oils in your vitamins, your body actually absorbs them far, far greater. So if you have just a regular like hard pressed little pill form of a vitamin from the store, or from anywhere really, without the essential oils, your body only absorbs about, within 24 hours, it only absorbs about 42% of the vitamins and the minerals. So when you see the labels and it says 200% of your daily value, well, you're getting 100% of that, but you're leaving out that extra 100% because your body won't absorb it. It only absorbs a little less than half. But with essential oil-based vitamins and minerals, with those, you actually receive within the first hour, you receive 46%, and within 24 hours, you receive over 80% of that. So you get way, way more of the value out of the essential oil because your body is able to more readily absorb that and take that in, as opposed to the powder or the hard-pressed pills that we tend to purchase for ourselves and our babes. We also have a ton of different oils that are specifically formulated for kiddos, and they come in 5 milliliter bottles like this. I do not have them here. They are in various places around the house that I am unable to locate. But the oils are pre-diluted specifically for little ones. So you do not need to worry about adding extra carrier oil with it. You can just put it right on there and not worry about it. So the names kind of speak to what they're good for. Genius is great for concentration and for focus. It has sacred frankincense in it, which is a very, very valued oil. Again, just like the frankincense, for concentration. Aoi. Okay, I'm gonna let you take a wild guess what you would use that for. Sleepy Eyes is great for sleep support. Sniffles. Yep, you can probably tell what that's used for. And then Tummy Jize. Tummy Jize would kind of be the kid version of Digize. So just digestive support. So you can kind of see what those are used for. I could go into what oils are in there, but I won't rattle on. I'll try to keep this brief to honor your time here. A few additional oils and products that we could not be without in this household would be, my number one pick would be Gentle Baby. And Gentle Baby is just this lovely little light blue label. It has a ton of very calming, very centering, very grounding oils in it. I use this throughout my pregnancy with Otto. We didn't have oils yet before with our oldest, with August, but I rubbed this over my tummy. It made me just be very reflective and meditative about that time and about trying to connect with him. I doubt it's any coincidence, or maybe it is, who knows, but our little guy is so mellow and so calm and easygoing. He has a smile on his face all the time. No idea, maybe it was the frequency with me putting it on every day, but once he was born, we diffused it, and really, really calming. If you have those times where you're just like, I don't know what's wrong with you, little one, diffuse Gentle Baby. Just even put it up to their nose to let them smell that and take that in. Or one of my favorite ways with really little ones, rubbing it over your heart, or rubbing it on your wrists or behind your ears, because when we're holding our little ones, they're just right there, whether they're a week old or 10 years old. When we embrace them, they're going to be smelling those oils, and they're going to be getting the benefits that way too. Valor. Guys, Valor is our go-to for the toddler, preschooler years when you are struggling and butting heads with your little ones. It is our go-to for our tantrum blend. What we actually do is we combine Valor with orange oil, and then we dilute it with a little carrier oil. We don't dilute it a whole lot, but then we put a roller cap on top of that. And it's his good morning oil. If we know that he just didn't quite get enough sleep the night before, we'll put that on his feet. If we want to make sure our morning is going extra smooth, we know we won't have any time for any hiccups, this is what we put on his feet. If he has not had a nap and he needs to have a nap and refresh, it won't make him sleepy, but it will tame the dragon of that toddler. So this is our go-to for that. But Valor and orange together, those are amazing. Like I said, citrus oils are very, very uplifting. In large doses, orange especially is very, very calming and just centering. In fact, we'll sometimes diffuse this at night for him just to kind of mix it up, lavender and orange. Peace and Calming I kind of talked about already. It's super, super helpful. Peace and Calming 2 is another one. Sometimes Peace and Calming will go out of stock depending on the harvest season. It usually comes in stock in the winter months in December or January. Peace and Calming 2 is a good replacement if you're looking for that and it's out of stock. It's in stock right now. I believe both of them are in stock right now. Joy. Okay, I bought this for myself, but I love it for my littles. Any of the oils that have kind of an emotional name to them, like a grounding name. There's grounding, harmony, joy, hope, release. Any of those are really great. Any in the feelings kit, if you go online to youngliving.com and you look up kits, there's one called the Feeling or Feelings Kit, and it has like 6 or 7 or 8 oils in it that are just really, really wonderful for really helping your emotional levels. And that can be either for you or for your littles. If you know that they're really going through something, maybe you have a spouse deployed, maybe mom and dad are deployed, maybe you just went through a loss, maybe it was a puppy, maybe it was a grandma or grandpa. Maybe you're just having a lot of transition in your home, but I cannot discount the amazing, amazing resource we have in our essential oils. This is my go-to. This is why I use oils, is for the emotional support. And this is what saves me on those days when I am momming all day long. This is what saves me, are the emotional support oils, for that reason. So Joy is one that I just usually wear right over my heart. And I love to have this on hand for any time where maybe a negative attitude or negative mood is coming on, or maybe we just have the grumps. I'll diffuse this, or I will put it on me, or I will put it on the boys. So that's super duper helpful. Another one that I actually recommend people order along with their kit is cedarwood. Cedarwood is a really inexpensive oil, but super duper valuable. 2 reasons. The first one is that it is super duper calming. It's great to use once maybe you're not a real lavender floral kind of person. Cedarwood is a great replacement for that. It has a really musky, kind of more masculine smell to it. So I am not a lavender fan, I think I said before, but cedarwood is a great little tool to have in your tool belt. Really great soothing. It's also great for your hair and your nails. You can add it to your mascara too. A couple other tips for mom. But cedarwood is one that's really relatively inexpensive, but super duper helpful and very handy to have on hand for littles. ImmuPro. Guys, my number one secret. Not only does it support our immune systems, okay, and this is a supplement, so I can say that we ingest it and we use it for our immune systems. It boosts our immune systems and keeps it regular. Has a ton of really amazing powders. It has the wolfberry powder, which if you remember my Ningxia that I was talking about, Immune Boost, that is one of the main ingredients in here, is the powder from this wolfberry. So juice with puree, powder form. So you're just getting it morning and night. Ningxia in the morning, ImmuPro at night. It's also my secret ingredient for when mama has hit her max. It has melatonin in it. Okay, don't send me hate mail. Don't be angry with me. You need to use this very, very irregularly for that purpose. But and actually, the best way for my 3-year-old, I cut up 1 tablet. Oh, and I get to open this for you. I cut up 1 tablet. It's a pretty big tablet, but I cut up 1 tablet into 6. Okay, so it is. So you can tell this is a new bottle. I'm gonna pull up all the packaging to keep us safe. It is a pretty big tablet. Okay, it is bigger than my iPhone pad. Okay, you can kind of see. Oops, here we go. That's my nail. That's the ImmuPro. I cut this up into 6ths, and he would get 1/6 of a tablet. If I am feeling under the weather, which I kind of still have that scratch, I kind of have that ick, I'm probably going to take a half a tablet because I don't want a ton of melatonin in my system. But this is really, really super helpful, not only for the kids, but also for me. If you are wanting to sneak this in, you can start giving this to kids as soon as they're able to chew. Okay, so anytime after, really, probably 12 to 18 months, depending on where their teeth are at. Super duper helpful, saving grace in our life. Lavaderm, okay? This is one that goes out of stock really, really quickly, but we have a great new solution that we have not gotten our hands on yet. But the Lavaderm, this is a spray. It is a liquid. You can maybe see it. It's just a liquid. But there's also an after sun skin spray that is available, and that is kind of more like, if you've ever used a spray lotion, that would be the consistency of it. And that has, both of these are super duper soothing. They have lavender in them. That's where you get Lavaderm. Derm for your skin. So your epidermis. Okay, if you ever heard that kid joke, your epidermis is showing. Yeah. So Lavaderm is great for anything skin. Great support after you've maybe had too much sun outside, maybe bumps, scrapes, owies, any of that stuff. It's really, really supportive for your skin. Same thing with the after sun spray. That's super duper supportive. So that covers it. I chatted and chatted and chatted. I have not seen many questions pop up on my feed, so I don't have any questions to answer. But if you have any questions and you want to ask those now, please hop on and let me know. If you're watching this in a rewatch at a later time, post the comments, and this will stay live for a while. But if you have not signed up, if you would like some if you're interested in getting some samples or some information, shoot me a message via Facebook, text me if you have my number. Just get a hold of me. I would love to share with you. I hope that this has been helpful, and I hope that you have had a great evening. Please take care, and God bless.